meaning of the subject. That's what does it mean, right? Rajat, please welcome.
All good morning to everyone. Before I start, I would like to convey my sincere thanks to the management of the ICL Group of College, particularly to the chairman who has taken this choice that you should be introduced to a new concept. And secondly, I should be thankful to Mr. P.K. Mehta and to every one of you that you have made it a possible that you are gathered over here to listen to what we are going to exchange, uh, an attitude question. See, you all are enrolled for a particular course, correct? All of you are enrolled for a different courses. Everyone will have an educational credit credentials with you once you step out of this college or this room. You all will have a degree in hand, correct? Maybe BBA, MBA, maybe you maybe a PhD holder, and you are dealing with a plenty of competition. There will be plenty of competition in the market. Every other person will be holder of some or the other degree, maybe some or the other things may be higher from you, maybe lesser from you. But have you ever pondered a thought that what is the most crucial thing which will set you apart, which will make a difference in your career, be it in professional career, be it in personal life? Because all of us has to balance the two aspects in our entire life, our personal and a professional. There is always a word called work-life balance, work-life balance, work-life balance. In a corporate world, there will be a very common word called work-life balance everywhere. So, what is the most important thing you think that will definitely going to make a difference to you people, despite of holding the one of the best degree? I am asking you people, what do you think is the most important thing? The All of you have heard from the childhood that intelligence quotient, then there is an emotional quotient, then there is a social or a spiritual quotient. Every one of us has been listening this since our childhood, correct? But none of us, or none of our philosophers or the people, those who have been writing these books and all those things, have ever thought about the attitude quotient. So what is, I have coined this term attitude quotient because during my 16 to 17 years of working within a bank, working across different departments with the people, with a different set of people altogether. I give you an example because Dubai being a city of a 200 nationality, the 200 nationality of people lives over there. So you have to deal with all those kind of a nationals as a customer, as an employee, and all those things. And from India also, like over here, we are in northern India, so we are only having northern people, northern people over here, but they are in people from the south, from the east, from the west, and from everywhere. So what I felt is the single most quality which could differentiate you is your attitude. Are you getting my point? Attitude will make a difference. You yourself see, I'll give you a very, let's say you are driving on a road. Okay. You can decide your drive, but you cannot decide how the other people is driving. Can you decide? You cannot decide. But let's say someone is driving in a different way, but you do not like it or like it whatsoever. But only your attitude on the road will make a difference. Either you will end up in a road rage, fighting, you will lose your valuable time, you will lose your peace of mind, or you might handle the situation in a professional manner and you grow, and he will also be happy and you will also be happy, and both of you will drive along your course. So, the foremost thing all of you should carry in your life is your attitude. You may have a very good, impeccable एजुकेशनल क्रेडिट, आपके पास बहुत अच्छे एजुकेशन क्रेडिट्स होंगे, बहुत अच्छा सब कुछ डिग्री होगा, पर वो डिग्री के मायने, you will not have any meanings for those educational credit unless you carry the very good attitude. The employers nowadays, particularly the MNC companies, have you ever, they hardly see your educational credit, they see your bent of mind. They will give you a, have you ever heard about the Elon Musk? The Elon Musk now, he is the owner of Twitter. How he hires the people, do you know? He he never takes a formal interview. He give you a simple practical issue to solve. Okay, practical issue to solve. In that itself, he will find that what was your bent of mind and what was your technical knowledge. And based on that single question, he will decide that whether you are fit for his company or not. So the, and he has given the percentage of your attitude or your bent of mind or your psychology around 60%, and 40% is a technical skill, because he says the technical skill can be trained on. You can be trained, because once you are from here coming, going out of this college, you people will be raw, isn't it? You might not be aware about the practicalities, the difficulties, and all those things which are coming into the market. So you all, well, you could people, you have the foundation, and the building could be built on it, isn't it? The building can be built by the corporate. They want you to be trained on a particular project, they will train you, but they cannot train you on your soft skill, which is your attitude. So the foremost thing all of you should keep it in mind is attitude. Understood? What did you understood? I wanted to know that. So far I have been saying how much you have understood. What is the single most thing what will set you apart is, so that's the most important thing. Now, under this attitude, I have defined certain ingredients. Ingredients means what your attitude should carry. Attitude is a bigger word. Okay. Under this umbrella of attitude, there are different ingredients which you have to carry to build it as an one attitude. The first and foremost thing from my, what I am talking about is from my practical experience. I have not, because this attitude quotient term itself has come to me while I was reading my subject book. I am a financial crime compliance professional. I investigate the money laundering cases and all those kind of cases. So there are in Dubai, there are plenty of such cases and all. In the, being into the bank, it's inundated with all these cases. So the foremost thing is response to a situation. Response to a situation. एक अमिताभ बच्चन तो आप सबको जानते हैं, है ना? अमिताभ बच्चन ने एक बार अपने फादर से कहा, हरिवंश राय बच्चन जी से, कि जीवन में संघर्ष बहुत, देर आर सो मच ऑफ स्ट्रगल इन द लाइफ. उनके फादर ने उनको जवाब दिया, अगर संघर्ष नहीं है तो जीवन नहीं है. इवन इफ यू लुक एट द ईसीजी, the ECG should be like the crest and tough, isn't it? If it is a straight line, that means there is no life. So life is full of struggle. No one in this world has ever grown without the struggle, and that is the beauty of the life. So the the word I have used is responses to the situation. How do you take it? Do you take it as a challenge, or you just become despair and despondency comes? आपका मूड डिप्रेस हो जाता है, यार आज मैं एक आपको बहुत सीधी सी चीज बताता हूँ. आज आप में होंगे, some may be at 90%, some may be at 95%, some may be 80, 70, 60, 55, 50. Okay, there will be, all of the people will be securing a different mark, correct? The people, those who secure 50, 55, 60%, they will say, यार नहीं वो 90% ले गया, वो आज मेरे से. But in this competitive world, the marks has got a relevance to an extent, but beyond it, it is only your attitude what matters. So your response should not be that I have secured and you should, okay, that's fine. It's being normal to be depressed for a while. Yes, correct. Be depressed, but do not take it longer to come out of it, because your selections will decide upon your attitude. They, out of there will be so many people, those who would be startups. Do you know Gautam Adani? Gautam Adani, all of you know. You know Steve Jobs. Gautam Adani is the account holder of our bank. How, when did he leave the school? Is he an MBA graduate? Is he a Harvard graduate? Is he what? He has studied only up to 16 years of age. That means maybe 10th or 11th. I'm not saying study has no alternative to it. You please study. But what I'm telling you to try to convince you people that you should not feel disheartened because there is so much of people, student I've seen, because I think they are either maybe under peer pressure or maybe pressure from their parents or whatsoever to secure more. I suggest you should, instead of focusing on secure, you should focus on learning. Whenever you are reading the book, read beyond that particular line. I give you an example. So, like in my one of my books of compliance, there it is written that, simple example, it's written that we should have a focus on the balance. Okay. This is simple line written on the focus on the balance. मैंने पढ़ लिया फोकस ऑन द बैलेंस, ठीक है, मैंने रट्टा मार लिया फोकस ऑन द बैलेंस, और मैं क्या क्या साहब उसके हिसाब से एग्जाम में बैठ. Focus on the balance. Why they have emphasized on the focus on the balance? What was the why? Why did then I searched it on the Google and all those things? Because the balance is, because what happened? The money launderer generally keeps the moving of funds between the month, and at the end of the fund they generally keep the balances low so that their account shouldn't come for the reporting. So what I mean, the point I wanted to emphasize over here is that you people should focus more on learning, more on learning. So that should be your attitude, and you should not feel disheartened with your marks. Okay, you should score high, but your learning should be much more important than scoring the marks. Marks and everything will come automatically because any employer will judge you from your learning. And if you have the bent of mind for the learning is, then you can succeed in life. I have seen in my, even in my bank, I have seen in the people in the practical life and all those things. Those people are never been a very good in the classrooms, in the colleges and all this. APJ Abdul Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, everyone know, he was a backbencher. He was never in a very good book, but still he has grown. So what I mean to say, you should strive for the best, and but you should never be disheartened. If it is a challenge has come, take it as a challenge. I have secured it. So your response to the life, response to the situation matters the most. When you here in the college also, now the ragging has been stopped and all those things, and even in the corporate world there is a different kind of a ragging and a bullying. The people, if you go from here to south, if you go from here to somewhere else, those people will definitely they will feel you as an infringement. They will feel you, यार ये एक आउटसाइडर आ गया और ये यार हम इसको ना, कोई भी आदमी ना, ये हमारी ह्यूमन साइकोलॉजी बन चुकी है सब कुछ, तो हम उसको ना इतनी जल्दी कंफर्ट जोन में उसके आने नहीं देते, उसको फिट होने नहीं देते, क्योंकि उनको ना दे देमसेल्फ फील इनसिक्योर, यार अगर ये सेट हो गया, ये सब कुछ हो गया, तो ये हमारे को कहीं खतरा ना बन जाए. तो आप at that situation you all feel disheartened, but no, you should not feel disheartened. You should take it as a challenge, because Swami Vivekanand has said the people, those who create a gorge between the two cliffs, they are the one those who help you to jump. अगर कोई आदमी आपको खड्डा कर रहा है आपके लिए, तो आपको तभी तो आप जंप करोगे. अगर आपके रास्ते में कोई खड्डा ही नहीं आएगा तो आप जंप करना सीखोगे नहीं ना. तो that means you people, so response in the life matters the most. Keep it in mind, because I have seen so many. If you see the students, they are ending their lives and all that. I don't know why. They have such a beautiful life ahead. Steve Jobs, Apple is one of the most valued company in the world. You all know. Still, there are so many mobile models in the world. Despite of it, once the Apple launches model, they are being, people line up to buy it. And Steve Jobs was a college dropout. So means he has he has taken it as the response to his action that yes, I will succeed. I will succeed. I will do what I like. So the first ingredient I have focused over here is responses to your situation, responses to your life. Never be disheartened. You have the always a gate open, and once you have the proper response, then your mind starts to work. बट अब आप कहेंगे यार ये इसने कह दिया है कहना बहुत आसान है पर करना बहुत मुश्किल है मेरे साथ भी ऐसा है बट क्या इसमें देर आर टू थिंग व्हाट आई ऑब्जर्व्ड इज फर्स्ट यू बी ए सर्वर serve the society. Once you serve the people, serve which are less privileged than you, people which are under means those who are oppressed, those who are little lesser in any aspect, or may not be lesser, or may be differently abled or something like that. But you should serve them. Once you serve them, you will come to know these people have still have the courage to live. That gives you a different kind of attitude to look at the thing. You people can afford the education, you people can sit over here, you people are all fully equipped in all sense with mind, with your all everything, isn't it? That's not the blessing of the god. There are people those who are outside this college in the cities and all those things, they are not so privileged, they are maybe orphanage if you look at. So be a server that gives you a different perspective to the life. And the second thing is faith and patience. Faith in yourself, faith in the God or divine, in whatever you believe. That faith will definitely, even there is thing, the faith can even move mountains. So you should have enough faith also. Faith in yourself, faith in your parents, faith in or whosoever mentor you feel, and patience. Because any if you have to reach from here to Chandigarh or to Ambala, then there is a time required. So anything requires the time. So the faith and patience plus your BSR. This should help you to develop the response. What the first ingredient we have been talking about is in attitude coaching responses. Is this is the way you can develop. And I guarantee you, you may try it for the once and twice, but definitely you will love it. Just go outside and see how the people are living. Just see in slums area. If you haven't been ever been to Mumbai, you just see the life of the people over there. We have a very convenient life over here. We could not even imagine how the people are living, even in America. There are people, those who are living on the streets. In the UK also, I have seen people living in the streets under subway. They are sleeping in the freezing cold in sub-zero. So how privileged you are. So once you become the server, that helps you to develop your response. So that's the most important. The second, which is the building block of your the entire attitude, and everything stems from it, everything comes out of it. Is means I should call it even a root of a tree, is sincerity. The sincerity means your love for anything, your belongingness, your honesty, or anything what you call is sincerity. Sincerity brings the belongingness, and belongingness brings the passion. The Swami Gaur Gopal, I don't know whether you have listened to him or not. If you see on YouTube channels and listen to him, he has written a book called uh, How to Live in a Life in a Fullest Manner. He has emphasized only one thing, that you should live your life with a passion. You should be working on your passion. Means you people have opted for some or the other course. You have opted for which course? आप but have you opted these courses because of your liking or because of your parent pressure or just because there is a air in the market to join this particular course? Like in my case, I joined the bandwagon of IT, information technology, during my after doing the 12th, and then later I realized I did not count on my inclination at that point in time. But later I realized, no, I have a much more better bent of mind in banking. Then I struggled because entirely a finance field and I have been in IT profession. But somehow I sailed through it. And then I did certain more education and all those things to be fit for that particular environment and to be fit into the banking industry. So I am asking you people, those who have named your courses, have you opted it for your liking, for your own choice, or it has been you have been suggested by some choice, choice? So Swami Gaur Gopal has clearly said you should be living your life with a passion. Means anything. As I have given you the example of Gautam Adani, Steve Jobs, and all, they have the passion to do something. They have the inclination that we wanted to make a difference for some. So you all should be involved into a particular profession or a course or in your education where you have the passion. And passion is what is in belongingness. Belongingness means like the mother carries a child in her womb for a 9 months. That's her belongingness. I think. Do you know the most riskiest thing in this mortal world is giving a child to a birth. That's a kind of a second birth for a woman. But that's her belongingness. That's her belongingness her towards her child to bring into his world, into this world. So what I mean to say, that kind of a belongingness, what that belongingness does, that brings a passion in her. Have you ever seen how the mother nurture her child? Even if I think Indian ladies are also doing it, but even if you look at the foreign nationals, the ladies from European part and American, though they may be single mother, but the way they nurture their child, that's their really remarkable, passionate. They are passionate about. We all aspire, most of us aspire to go to abroad and all those things. But why do we want to go? What is the difference over there? You see quality of life better over there, money better over there, correct? But why? Why not India? India is the most productive population, most young population, most people which are under 35 years of age in India. Despite of it, why? Because we do our jobs as jobs. We do education as an education. We have never been passionate about. So sincerity means to belongingness. Belongingness means being passionate. If you want to excel in your life, focus on your passion. If you want to be an MBA, if you want to be management professional, if you want to be IT guy or the technical guy, be very much very much passionate about what you do. And if you are passionate, even if you are a photographer, even if you are MBA graduate or whatsoever, your passion will lead you, not your marks. Marks will have a little bit edge in the maybe at initial stages, but at the if you're ladder across the corporate world, what matters is your passion because that brings an idea, that brings something which is unique, innovative. If अगर मैंने कोई एमबीए का कोर्स ज्वाइन कर लिया या मैंने एक्स वाई जी कोर्स ज्वाइन कर लिया पर मेरे को उसमें लाइकिंग नहीं है, मैंने यार सब देखे दुनिया एमबीए कर रही है, मैं भी चढ़ गया उस गाड़ी में और मैंने भी एमबीए कर डाली, मैंने आगे कुछ भी कर डाला, तो मैं बस उसी तक सीमित हो जाऊँ. आई विल बी लिमिटेड टू दैट पर्टिकुलर एक्सटेंट. I will not be able to innovate. So the countries which have been transformed, why these foreign countries have been transformed and why they have been reaching so high, it is only because the people, those who have been working, they are passionate. They are passionate to make the difference in their country. I see. I give you a very practical example. I was talking to one of the UAE national, national of Dubai. The parking fees was changed from 2 dirham to 4 dirham per hour. Okay. We in India, what we will do? we will start protest, we will start criticizing the government and all those things. And I asked that local, यार ये क्या कहते हैं, 2 से 4 धर्म हो गया क्या है ये? तो पता है वो अपनी गवर्नमेंट को सपोर्ट करता है। वो क्या बोलता है, अच्छा है ना रजत भाई, ये क्या कहते हैं, 2 से 4 धर्म हो गया, लोग गाड़ी कम यूज करेगा तो ये रोड के ऊपर रश कम हो जाएगा। So means they are supportive to their government. They are passionate that their country should look beautiful. So the America, the Canada, if you look at even the European countries, European Union and all, they do not have anything special. They do not have any Japan. They do not have anything in special. We Indians have the brilliant mind. If you look at the one of the most valued companies, the Microsoft, the Google, the Mastercard, and all, if you see, Pepsi, if you see, all have the Indian heads, isn't it? But how? Because the people were passionate. Even the management were passionate about that. They wanted to bring the change. So they once you are passionate, once you are sincere, so what you will do is you will try to appreciate the people talent, isn't it? अब यहाँ क्या होता, it's very practical. He is from my place, though he has the merits in his knowledge or merits in qualification or not, I will not matter. He is from my area, I'll recruit him to the good post, isn't it? That's what happens. So, but the people, those who are sincere to their work, those who are, they will always look for the merits. I give you an example. You know, all of you know the TCS company, Tata Tata Communication Service, isn't it? Who has who has means it was formed by Tata, but who was the one who has built it? यही मैं कह रहा, आप लोग थोड़ा अपने पढ़ने की आदत डालिए, थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा इसमें डालेंगे, इससे क्या है, आपको इनकरेजमेंट आएगा। आई टोल्ड यू, डोंट रीड don't read it for the simply for the education purpose, read it beyond your education for learning। शाहरुख खान को जानते हैं ना, शाहरुख खान को तो सब जानते हैं। शाहरुख खान के एक इंटरव्यू में उसने एक बात कही थी कि आई फोकस ऑन माय एक्टिंग, रेस्ट एवरीथिंग इज पेरिफेरल। पेरिफेरल मीन जो पैसा है, मेरी शोहरत है, दौलत है, सब कुछ मेरे पास ऑटोमेटिकली खिंचा था, मैं एक मैग्नेट बन गया बिकॉज आई फोकस ऑन माय एक्टिंग। तो आप लोग अपने आप को ना एक, आपकी सिंसियरिटी आपके लिए इस वक्त ये है, आप सब लोग स्टूडेंट हैं जो भी है, कि आप अपने आप को एक बहुत अच्छा बेहतरीन लर्नड पर्सन बनाएं। यू शुड बी ए लर्नड पर्सन व्हेन यू स्टेप आउट ऑफ दिस कॉलेज। द वेरी फर्स्ट स्टेप यू टेक आउट ऑफ दिस कॉलेज, यू शुड बी ए लर्नड पर्सन इंस्टेड ऑफ एन एजुकेटेड पर्सन, ए लर्नड पर्सन। So Fakir Chand Kohli was his name. He was the one who has went on to build the TCS to one of the most valued in market capitalization terms in India. So he was asked a question: why do you recruit so many Tamilians? Okay. He was asked a question: why do you recruit so many Tamilians? So you are a North Indian. Why don't you recruit North Indians? He simply gave a answer: I do not give a anything around this regionalism and anything. I do not have anything in mind. These Tamilians are very good in numerical calculation, which suits my way of working, which suits my software calculation and all those things. Therefore, I am recruiting. So merits, आप लोग में से भी कई लोग जो होंगे जो मैनेजर बनेंगे, आप लोग, you may be people may be at the cabin class people mean those who are policy makers, decision makers. So you should people not carry this. You should, if you are sincere to your organization, to your colleges, to your organization, to your society, then you should always give the importance to the meritocracy. And second thing, sincerity means you should be able to handle your feedback and critics. आप जब जाएंगे आपकी लेग पुलिंग भी बहुत होगी। आप में अच्छाई बुराई हर इंसान में होती है। एवरीवन, देयर विल बी नेगेटिव आल्सो पीपल, दोज पीपल दोज हु आर सेइंग नेगेटिव, यू वांट टू बी अवे फ्रॉम देम, इजंट इट? एक नेचुरल टेंडेंसी, मेरी भी कोई बुराई करेगा ना, मैं उसके साथ निकलूंगा। बट अगर इफ वी वांटेड टू बी सिंसियर, इफ वी वांटेड टू बी सिंसियर एंड इफ वी आर सिंसियर, we have to listen to those critics and It's not that after listening to those critics we should be in depression, we should be depressed. No, you should give a thought around it, what is right, what is wrong, what is correct in it, and try to improve upon it. That is a sincerity. वो आपकी अपने आप में सिंसियरिटी है। अब आप लोग दिल्ली गए होंगे, दिल्ली में आपने कई जगह देखो तुगलक रोड लिखा है, औरंगजेब रोड लिखा है, लिखा है ना, लिखा है। जबकि आप हिस्ट्री में पढ़े औरंगजेब तुगलक जो थे उनकी हिस्ट्री पढ़े, दैट इज नॉट सो गुड, इजंट इट? They have killed so many people and all those. Despite of it, the roads in Delhi, particularly in the Luton's Delhi, there is all ministers and all live. So they have been named. Why? बताएं, सोचें क्यों? भाई मैं तो अगर नेगेटिव आदमी हूँ तो मेरे नाम पे क्या कहते हैं, रोड क्यों? क्योंकि एक आपने सबने सुना होगा ये बात, यार वो अपना तो सगा है। तो मेरा कहने का मतलब ये था कि वो लोग जो थे उनकी अपने जो थे, पर वो एटलीस्ट वो अपने आप के सगे थे, अपने आप के सगे के मतलब जो उनकी अपनी ड्यूटी थी ना, अगर उसकी नेगेटिव ही ड्यूटी थी ना, तो वो नेगेटिव ड्यूटी को भी पूरी अपनी सिंसियरिटी से निभाया। अब एक वो कहावत थी ना, एक आदमी था, वो एक आदमी रोज क्या कहते हैं शिवलिंग पे जल चढ़ाने जाता था और एक आदमी डंडा मारने जाता था। अब एक दिन हो गई बरसात, ठीक है, अब वो जल चढ़ाने वाले ने आदमी ने कहा यार ठीक है यार आज बरसात है नहीं जा पाएंगे, ठीक है नहीं जाता। और डंडा मारने वाला का नहीं यार मैं तो आज भी जाऊंगा, और मैं आज डंडा मैं दौड़ लगाता हूँ डंडा मार के आऊँ। ठीक है, वो वहां गया डंडा मारा, और उस डंडा मारने वाले को भगवान के दर्शन हुए। तो मतलब डंडा मारा उसके, पर उसकी एक सिंसियरिटी थी। मैं ये नहीं कहता कि आप डंडा मारो, ये मैं सिर्फ एक एग्जांपल देना ये चाह रहा हूँ आप लोगों को कि हर आपकी जो सिंसियरिटी है वो आपको कंसिस्टेंसी भी लाती है आप लोगों में। एक आप लोगों में कंसिस्टेंसी कंसिस्टेंटी चलना मतलब आपको सेटबैक्स आए, आपके लोगों ने रास्ते में क्या कहते हैं अड़ंगा भिड़ाया, यू मे पीपल नॉट be able to grow, there are people those who are unnecessarily pulling your legs and all those things, but if you are sincere you have to continuously walk, you have to continuously walk, you have to run. There will be people those who pull your legs, there will be in corporate world, in contemporary world it's a very filthy word. Don't, it's not a rosy walk, it's not a cake walk, it's not a rosy picture what you may be considering. It's a very 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 difficult walk. But the only thing what you can win the people, the management, and everyone trust and love is only because of your sincerity. The sincerity. I give you an example. Like if you go into Dubai, there is a one garden called a miracle garden. It's full of. Why it has been named? Because in the desert it is fully made up of flower. What do you think? Why it is been called as a miracle garden? Because it's been a desert, isn't it? There the sincerity of the ruler, that no, we wanted to make a beautiful country, we wanted to have a this kind of a country where we can attract the tourists and people can look that yes, even desert could have such a beautiful flower. So that's their sincerity. आज हम सब चाहते हैं कि हमें बहुत अच्छी रोड्स मिले, साफ सफाई मिले। वी हैव बीन क्रिटिसाइजिंग दी गवर्नमेंट, जस्ट करेक्ट, आई एम ऑल्सो वन ऑफ देम, ठीक है, बट हाउ मच वी आर सिंसियर टुवर्ड्स अवर रोल एज ए सिटीजन? तो sincerity is the one which sets you apart. एटीट्यूड का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट इंग्रेडिएंट जो अगर है ना, वो आपकी सिंसियरिटी। सिंसियरिटी आपको सबसे पहले, सिंसियरिटी किसी के लिए नहीं करनी, सिंसियरिटी सबसे पहले आपको अपने लिए करनी है। यू शुड बी डूइंग व्हाट यू आर पैशनेट अबाउट। और ये सिंसियर, अब आप एक चीज बताएं, आप जब जॉब करते हैं, when you are doing a job, you may be at a position that you might have so many things coming to you, and people will tr- people will try to take an advantage of you. Let's say if you are in a position, they will try to bribe you, isn't it? The very first, the most negative thing about your sincerity, which brings this sincerity down, is greed. हैव यू हर्ड दी वेदर वेजरी? वेदर वेजरी, अभी आप देखो इतनी ठंड नहीं है, ठीक है ना, इतनी ठंड नहीं है, अभी क्यों है? अभी कार्बन इमिशन है, जो भी इसके रीजन है, देर आर सो मेनी मल्टीपल रीजन अबाउट इट. ओके. Similarly, I coined the word financial wagering. Financial wagering means there is uncertainty in the financial world. In 2008, there was a great crisis, and as people told, the epicenter was in America, because there were certain loans which were given, which were not worthy enough, but in the greed of earning more interest, those loans were given. So that was an insincere, and that insincerity of the bankers have led the entire world to the collapse. The entire financial system was in doomsday. The entire financial system was in doldrums. That was the greed. So you should be very, because if you are in a position that yes, your means your sign matters the most, there will be people. एक चीज याद रखना, घनश्याम दास बिरला ने चीज लिखी थी अपने बच्चों को लेटर में, कि जो दौलत और शोहरत होती है ना, ये सबसे पहले इंसान का दिमाग खराब करती है. और वो कौन करते हैं? वो लोग आपके खुद के बहुत क्लोज लोग जो होते हैं ना, क्योंकि जब दौलत और शोहरत आती है ना, तो आपके साथ सिंसियर लोग नहीं रहते. आपके साथ ज्यादातर आपके, दे विल नेवर लेट यू टू सी द एक्चुअल थिंग, दे विल नेवर लेट यू सी द प्रैक्टिकल थिंग, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. दे विल, इंदिरा गांधी को कभी मार नहीं सकता था कोई. इंदिरा गांधी के अराउंड उसके, जिसको कहते हैं ना, यस ने इतनी ज्यादा वो बना दी थी इमेज, कि वो देख ही नहीं पाई क्या. तो मैं आपको ये चीज कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि जो इनसिंसियरिटी है ना, द सो द ग्रीड इज द इंग्रेडिएंट which will spoil your sincerity, and that's the very greed. And the second thing, what is most negative in insincerity, impacts negatively, is your arrogance. यार आज मैं आईएएस ऑफिसर बन गया, मैं प्रधानमंत्री बन गया, मैं ये बन गया, मैं फलां का चेयरमैन बन गया, ये बन गया. टाइम इज एवर इवॉल्विंग, एवरी टाइम इज चेंजिंग. आप, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव स्टडीड दी साइंस इन योर 11th एंड 12th. मेरा 11th में टीचर था फिजिक्स का, उसने मेरे से एक क्वेश्चन किया, ये आप चांद और सूरज को हम यहाँ से देखते हैं, ऊपर दिखते हैं, तो क्या ये हमारे से ऊपर है, या हम नीचे हैं? अर्थ नीचे है, या अर्थ ऊपर है, क्या कौन नीचे है? अच्छा, मैं आप सबसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ, उसने भी मेरे से कि हमारी अर्थ की शेप संतरे टाइप है कि प्लेट टाइप है? ग्लोब तो संतरे जैसा लगता है ना, ग्लोब संतरे जैसा लगता है ना. तो फिर अब जो लोग नीचे की तरफ रहते हैं, वो नीचे की तरफ क्यों नहीं गिरते? ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स तो ऐसे खींचती है, ऐसे तो नहीं खींचती ना. तो इन दिस यूनिवर्स देर इज नथिंग अप एंड डाउन. इट्स लाइक, अब रसगुल्ले डाल दो अब समंदर के अंदर ना, सब एक अपनी वेवलेंथ के ऊपर ऑसिलेट करते रहेंगे. वो आप वहां जाते हो, वहां से देखोगे तो आपको अर्थ ऐसे दिखेगी, अर्थ से देखोगे तो वो ऐसे दिखेगी. तो what the point I wanted to make it over here out of this example is, none is above this divine system. तो हम किसी भी मुकाम पे पहुंच जाए जिंदगी में, जिंदगी के, वी आर प्राइम मिनिस्टर और बी हम्बल. Never carry an arrogance, because the arrogance is the one thing which will definitely bring you down your sincerity, and you are going to commit the mistake. And the moment you commit the mistake, you are gone out of it. So the financial wagering, what we are talking about, the greed, is that is in financial wagering. Now, if you look in Corona, okay, everyone understand the pandemic came. During pandemic also, people were so much insincere; they were not afraid a death is in their at their room. But despite of this, they were looting the people. मास्क बेच रहे हैं, 1 रुपए का 10 रुपए में बेच रहे हैं, वो बेच रहे हैं सब. नेक्स्ट मूवमेंट का पता नहीं है. तो दिस पेंडेमिक, The market, everything was, financial markets were down and everything was down, correct? The moment pandemic gone, sudden inflation has, लोगों में लालच बढ़ गया यार, जो पीछे का लॉस था ना हमारे, उसको सब रिकवर कर। आप देखो कितनी महंगाई बढ़ी। एंड व्हाट हैड हैपेंड, the this inflation has gone up again, the financial market has come to a depression. So this is all, who is doing it? Do you think it is something divine or something God or somewhere sitting, somewhere people sitting in a heaven or doing something like that? It's we. तो आपको अपने अंदर एक सिंसियरिटी को बनाना ही पड़ेगा, और आपको इन दो चीजों से, घमंड और लालच से, अपने आप को बचाना ही पड़ेगा। और सिंसियरिटी में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज जो आपको अपने अंदर डालनी है, पैशन। लव व्हाट यू डू व्हाट यू लव, बिलीव और लव। आपको जीवन में वही करना है। अगर आपने, ठीक है, आज जो डिग्री करनी कर रहे हैं आप, उसके बाद आप अपने पैशन को फॉलो करें और उसमें ईमानदारी से करें। और मैं एक चीज आपको बता दूं, आज आईफोन वाला अपने हिसाब का प्राइस रख के बेचता है कि नहीं बेचता माल। सैमसंग भी है और भी है, सब बेचता है और लाइन लग के बिकता है। Because he has been passionate, he brings so much of innovation in every of his products that people are there to line up. Despite of population of the world of 8 billion, so many of innovation, so much of things, despite of it, the people are ready to buy the, do you know this Apple iPhone is selling at a premium price in a black, despite of such a huge competition. Because what sells in market is quality, and quality comes from your passion. Remember, quality never comes without passion. You will be only able to innovate, you will only able to bring transformation because of your passion, and passion means your sincerity. जो आपके अपने अंदर की जो चीज है ना, उसको क्या कहते हैं, अपने अंदर ऐसे अपने आप को ट्रांसफॉर्म करना है ना। अगर आपको सब दुनिया कहती है अपने आप को ट्रांसफॉर्म करो, ट्रांसफॉर्म कम्स फ्रॉम सिंसियरिटी। और वो जो सिंसियरिटी है ना, और इसका, ये मैंने अब आपको सब कुछ बता रहा हूँ कि सिंसियरिटी, जैसे मैंने पहले बताया सर्वर बनो होना चाहिए, अब ये दूसरा होता है यार, सबने कह दिया सिंसियरिटी, यार ये आदमी आया कह के चला गया, इसको अपना काम करना तो चला गया, ठीक। बट मैं आपको आज ये चीज बता के जाऊंगा, आप अपनी लाइफ के किसी भी मुकाम पे हो, ये चीज याद रख करके यूज कर लेना। 24 घंटे में ना 24 मिनट आपके पास जरूर ऐसे आएंगे, चाहे आप सोते वक्त हो, चाहे सुबह उठते वक्त हो, कभी भी, जब आपकी कॉन्शियस आपको से कनेक्ट हो। पर्टिकुलरली ये टाइम, बेस्ट टाइम इज व्हेन यू आर अबाउट टू स्लीप। वो 24 मिनट में ना आपकी कॉन्शियस आपको पूरे दिन का हाल बता देगी, यार ये तूने गलत किया, ये तूने सही किया, ये तूने, अगर वहां पर आपने पकड़ लिया ना कि ये मैंने गलत किया, और वहां से आपने उस पकड़ के उस पर थोड़ा सा काम किया, आप जिंदगी के सबसे कामयाब इंसान बन गए। और अगर वही आपने अपनी दबा दी कॉन्शियस, ऐसा नहीं है जो टेररिस्ट बनते हैं इनकी कॉन्शियस नहीं, बट ये क्या करते हैं, उसको दबा देते, क्रिमिनल्स होते हैं, दबा देते। और हर आदमी दुनिया में, एवरीवन के पास कोई ना कोई, एवरीवन हैज द जस्टिफिकेशन फॉर देयर एक्ट। इवन द मर्डरर सेज आई हैव एन जस्टिफिकेशन, isn't it? And they will give you the best justification. But why they are not, they, this Rajat Gupta standing over here, there is inside one more Rajat Gupta, वो ना एक अंदर से आवाज देता है 24 घंटे में से एक बार। जब मैं बैंक में भी काम करके आता हूँ, ऐसा नहीं कि मैं 100% रहता हूँ, मैं भी कुछ ऐसे ही करके आता हूँ, यार बहुत है ऐसे निकाल, ठीक है। कई बार मेरा बॉस ने कह दिया, ठीक है, कह दिया, कान बात सुनी नहीं करी, कर दी, या कई बार। तो ये सब चीजें जो है आपको, आपके जो, तो आपको उसमें इम्प्रूव कर, and be courageous in a positive manner. The third thing is be brave, be courageous. When don't be yes man. Yes man is a horrible man. कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में ना हमको ग्रो करना है ना, तो हम बहुत बढ़िया बॉस के यस मैन बन के ग्रो कर जाते हैं, बट दोज यस मैन कैन नेवर बी लीडर। मैं एक आपको एग्जांपल दूंगा, फिर टॉक्स को एंड करेंगे। सैम मॉनिक शॉ थे आर्मी के जनरल, जब बांग्लादेश की वॉर, ठीक है, उस टाइम प्राइम मिनिस्टर थी, प्राइम मिनिस्टर वॉज इंदिरा गांधी। And in the Bangladesh, there were heavy casualties taking place by Indian army because we have to protect our borders and we have to protect the Bangladesh. So Mrs. Gandhi called Sam Manekshaw and she asked Manekshaw, pull your forces back. And his outright answer was, Madam, sorry, I cannot. A general of an army saying no to the Prime Minister of India. She said, why? General, it's my order. She said, Madam, I can put my resignation, but as a general of an army and a responsible general for my army as well as for my citizen, I will not pull my forces back. Then she asked why. Then he gave that if I pull the power, there are chances that China may attack. Then the foreign minister who was sitting along with the prime minister at that point in time asked, General, do you think the China will attack? Then he said, why are you asking me? You are a foreign minister. You should be aware how relation we have with the China, whether they will attack or not. I do not know. But as an army man, I have an all calculations. I cannot pull back. And then all were in anger. So the ministers left. And he was about to left. The general said, Madam, if you want my resignation, I'll go and type and send it to you. Then Indira Gandhi called. Now Indira Gandhi told him, Sam Manekshaw, if you are convinced to do what is right. And ultimately, the Bangladesh was separated from Pakistan, and we Indians were also saved, and all those things. So it was an example of courage and not being an yes man. So once you are in a corporate world, but don't be unethical. You have to have an ethic. And secondly, be passionate. But passion with humanity is compassion. आप में इंसानियत बन गया अब मेरे अंदर इतना प्रोफेशनलिज्म हो गया कि मेरे को कुछ पता ही नहीं मुझे अपनी सिर्फ फी अगर मैं को कंसल्टेंट हूँ मैंने अपनी फीस ली आपका इंप्रूवमेंट हो नहीं हो मुझे कोई मतलब नहीं है बट इफ आई हैव एन ह्यूमैनिटी इन मी देन व्हाट वुड आई डू इज I'll try to see that whatever fees I am taking, I am doing justice to that fees. So this is all the three ingredients what I have explained to you. You must try it. And my only humble request to you would be you try and any feedback you must share it with me through Sir PK Mehta sir so that I should be happy to see that I could bring certain transformation. So this attitude quotient you should keep and these three ingredients of it are very important. And at the same time, if you wanted to be continuously learning, I have been running my YouTube channel and Investor of Blessings Rajat Gupta. You can subscribe to it, and then you can always look. I have been releasing the short videos of 3 to 4 or 5 minutes. It's all about my passion to bring a transformation. Therefore, I have been requesting you all to please follow it. And any changes, just share a feedback with me. Thank you very much. And may God bless all of you and be happy.